Yeah, Tom Cruise is getting known for his antics as far as stunt going. I mean, he was talking about one time he thought he perhaps made a mistake, which is when he decided to film on the outside of an aircraft as it took off, and he couldn't hang on to the side of the door, and he was like, yeah, maybe this is not the best idea I've ever come up with. But I brought this topic up in the comparison of realism versus CGI because there was an article last month in Euronews about how AI is going to reshape the filmmaking industry. There were discussions at UNESCO's Paris conference. Now, of course, AI has been the subject of all good sci-fi thrillers for a long time and a few horror films in there as well. But the reality of AI is a little bit, I don't know, it's a bit meh. The director of Charlie's Angels and Terminator Salvation said, and I quote, "This is a very serious moment. Have a look around at what these AI machines are doing. It will blow your mind. They are creative. They are emulating human behavior. It's getting better and better every day, very rapidly. This is 1.0. For now, we can just say, hey, I like Pulp Fiction. Can I see a sequel to Pulp Fiction? It's not there, but it's getting there quickly," or something like that. Now, Gary, are you worried about AI in the entertainment industry? They seem to think it's going to take their jobs, but I don't know. I'm not enthusiastic about AI being the next genius film creator or writer.
Especially a writer. I think the writing is good. I think we're a long way off from that. I think it's going to be another tool. I think you certainly want to stave off. I'll worry about AI when the robots come to kill us all. But until then, I think it's just going to be a tool like Photoshop was a tool, like editing software, like Final Cut Pro is a tool, and I think they'll learn to use it. Will it cost some jobs? Probably animators. It'll affect them the most. We'll start getting more 2D animation because Hollywood basically priced themselves out of the market. There's no way to stop it at this point, though. But no, I'm not worried about it costing the true talent of Hollywood any of their jobs. They'll still be around and they'll learn to embrace it.
Maybe I'm wrong, Gary. Maybe you and I are both being a little cynical because surely AI could do a better job than all these insufferable woke triple majors in gender studies, half-wit illiterate writers that are going into Hollywood and the BBC. Would you rather watch a Doctor Who written by AI or the woke?
Oh, right now, AI. I think the writers' strike was laughable, although they got a better deal than the actors. But it was laughable that they were demanding more money and residuals for shows like She-Hulk, when I would agree that while I think the writing portion is a ways off, the writing that we've gotten from the current crop of woke Hollywood is a very good argument for AI. And it's hard not to embrace because we've seen what the people do. And AI would respect the lore a lot more.
That's true. But look, let's talk about Doctor Who. The 60th anniversary of Doctor Who tipped over into something that the wider audience of entertainment lovers, including conservatives and libertarians who watch the show, they could appreciate. Most people understand that an anniversary special should be reverent, high quality, entertaining and respectful to whatever it's meant to be commemorating. Now, instead, the BBC gave us a marathon in activist indoctrination. It started with the newly returned David Tennant being lectured about correct use of pronouns. Have a watch.
She's looking after Will. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Meep, meep.
Yes, the meep. I promise I can help him get home and then you'll never see me again.
You're assuming he as a pronoun.
True. Yes, sorry. Good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always the meep.
Oh, I do that. But you were shot down. Who wants you dead?
What was your first thought when you saw that on the Doctor Who special?
I was doing a live react on my channel and I actually threw something at that point. A little nerd rage for the old man. Still got some left in me. Reminder that that's the new Rose. That actor who is 20 is playing a 15-year-old. We won't go any further than that. And a 15-year-old correcting a 2,000-year-old Time Lord on something as petty as pronouns is absolutely ridiculous. And the sad thing is Doctor Who was, it's a show I've loved for a long time. It's a show that brought everybody together. I used to do, in my comic store, I used to do live viewings, and it would bring a cross section in, moms and dads, all shapes and sizes. And we had fun. We did the 50th anniversary viewing party at my comic store. Now it's just become what the BBC called it in their own review, a delivery mechanism for the message, which is pretty funny. If you ask me, because they're quoting my good friend, the critical drinker there, who uses basically wokeism. He terms it the message. It's a much nicer way of saying it, and nicer than me. And he is nicer than me. But that wasn't all. That was just the beginning of what should be a celebration of Doctor Who, celebration of the past, taking us forward, bringing back a fan favorite David Tennant and Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. And it was the preachiest episode. It was preachier than the first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker's run by a long shot. And I couldn't believe that Russell T Davies came back to do that, but he's quietly been warning us that he said he was never going to come back. Now we know why he wanted to come back, and that was just to preach. Funded by Disney, by the way.